Let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're looking at a truly fascinating, no-nonsense approach to WordPress security, built specifically for business decision makers. If you run your business on WordPress, security is absolutely not just an IT issue anymore. It is a core business continuity issue. We're going to break down a comprehensive tool called Atlant WP Security. What makes this one such a standout in a really crowded market is its core philosophy. It's built for real-world protection, it's completely jargon-free, and it totally strips away the bloated features that just end up slowing down enterprise websites. We'll be breaking this down into 5 core areas today: real-world protection, securing the outer perimeter, locking down user access, active monitoring and audits, and finally, emergency response and recovery. Let's jump in. Real-world protection, the foundation of Atlant WP Security. This really perfectly captures the founder-led mindset behind the tool. Alexander Sverdlov, a former Microsoft security consultant, designed this with a very specific, uncompromising ethos. True security should absolutely never bog down your servers or compromise your data privacy. In the enterprise software world, we so often see security tools that act almost like a tax on your website's performance, right? They demand massive resources, they rely on external servers, and they're constantly phoning home, sending your data to third-party dashboards. Atlant fundamentally rejects that entire model. And this comparison is a massive deal for anyone dealing with compliance. Unlike the industry norms that constantly rely on external dependencies and telemetry, Atlant runs entirely locally on your own server. For a business leader, this immediately solves huge data compliance headaches. It ensures you are staying fully compliant with data privacy regulations because there is zero telemetry sharing your data, and literally zero external dependencies. It is a completely self-contained, 100% locally executing security apparatus. Moving right along to Section 2, securing the outer perimeter, the WAF and scanners. Think of the Web Application Firewall, or WAF, as your absolute first line of defense at the edge of the perimeter. It boasts 31 highly specific rules across 8 attack categories, and incredibly, it inspects requests before WordPress even has a chance to load. But let's step away from the technical weeds for a second and translate this into actual business risk. An SQL injection, that isn't just bad code, that's database theft. Cross-site scripting, or XSS, means user data compromise. File inclusion can literally mean a total server takeover. By blocking these at priority 0, Atlant mitigates your real-world business risk before the threat ever even touches your application code. So what happens when those automated threats try to sneak past the standard firewall rules? Well, it sets up these 4 ingenious, invisible honeypot traps. Step 1 drops a hidden link in your site's footer that only a bot would ever click. Step 2 creates a fake login decoy page to just waste bot resources. Step 3 is a hidden comment form field. And Step 4 is a fake plugin directory that only vulnerability scanners are going to probe. These traps are absolutely deadly to malicious bots, triggering permanent IP bans instantly. But they are entirely unseen by your real human visitors. You get 0 false positives and maximum automated defense. All right, Section 3, locking down user access, the gates. We've all been there, right? Frustrated by complex password rules, needing an uppercase letter, a number, a special character, only to just forget it by the next morning. Atlassian completely replaces that friction with a really user-friendly passphrase generator. By utilizing multi-word strings, think something like correct horse battery staple, you get a password that is incredibly easy for your team to remember. This drastically reduces your IT support tickets while simultaneously being mathematically much harder for a brute force algorithm to crack. You're literally increasing your security posture by actually improving the user experience. But hey, even the best passphrases can be phished. That's exactly why robust 2-factor authentication is enforced here. Even if an employee's credentials get stolen, these versatile 2FA options make sure the attackers still can't breach your systems. You can use standard authenticator apps, email one-time passwords, or backup recovery codes. And what's exceptionally useful for business leaders here is the per-role enforcement. You can strictly require 2FA for your administrators who hold the keys to the kingdom without annoying your low-privileged guest contributors. Which brings us to Section 4, active monitoring and audits, the guards. This is a huge modern challenge, unauthorized data scraping by artificial intelligence companies. With the AI Crawler Manager, you finally gain absolute control over your traffic. You're going to have your human visitors and allowed AI search bots like Google Extended that actually bring you value in traffic, but you can easily and individually block the scraping models like GPT-bot or Claude-bot. This is vital for protecting your proprietary content and intellectual property from just being hoovered up into massive language models without your consent, and frankly, without compensation. 60. That is the exact number of configuration and integrity checks performed in a single click during the vulnerability audit. Just imagine trying to manually check your PHP settings, your user hygiene, file permissions, database privileges. It's a nightmare. Atlant runs about 60 of these checks instantly, rolling it all up into a simple A through F grade for your site. But more importantly, it gives you one-click enable buttons to instantly apply fixes to whatever vulnerabilities it finds. It provides business owners with a completely readable, immediate snapshot of their security posture. Now, the outbound monitor is an absolute game changer. Think about it. Most security plugins are completely obsessed with who is trying to get in, but Atlanta actively monitors what is trying to get out. It intercepts literally every outbound HTTP request your server makes. So if a plugin on your site gets compromised and tries to quietly phone home to exfiltrate your sensitive business data, the outbound monitor catches it red-handed, traces it back to the exact plugin responsible, and blocks the attack cold. Finally, we reach Section 5, Emergency Response and Recovery, the panic room. If the absolute worst actually happens, business decision makers need to know exactly what to do. Instead of panicking, you get a centralized 12-action post-breach command center. From just one screen, you can instantly lock down the entire site to everyone except whitelisted IPs. You can terminate every single active user session, force network-wide password resets, and rotate secret keys to immediately invalidate all existing cookies. It even generates a comprehensive incident report for you, which is absolutely critical for communicating with compliance regulators and insurance providers during a crisis. It's organized, accountable, and fast. So, as we wrap up this explainer today, I want to leave you with a vital question to ask yourself about your own digital fortress. Take a really hard look at your current setup. Is your security plugin actually protecting your site with proactive, localized measures? Or is it just creating performance bloat and quietly funneling your data to a third party? Atlant WP Security proves that you can absolutely have robust, enterprise-grade protection that runs locally, respects your data, and directly mitigates business risk. Thanks so much for joining me to explore this incredibly practical approach to digital security.